Anyone who opens sealed products knows it's the ultimate gamble, but opening those packs sure is fun. Some people want to ban secondary market repacks. Do we agree? We'll discuss it today on Cards on the Table. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cards on the Table, our fast-paced talk show where we discuss a wide array of topics from the world of sports cards. My name is Tyler Nethercott, better known as Teapot, back with Doug and Ben. Jeff is still away taking selfies with Pikachu and Mario and all kinds of Japanese characters. So that means I get to hash out a bunch of great topics with the two of you gentlemen again today. And we have some really good topics. We're going to talk about when we like to buy sports cards for speculation purposes, especially basketball cards. We'll talk about the hobby overall, but our main topic, and this is one that I get a little bit fired up about, admittedly, is repacks. Should repacks be banned from the hobby? Could they be banned from the hobby? Obviously, we know we open a sealed box from the manufacturer, huge gamble. Sometimes people like to take those cards, whether they buy them or they just take their own cards and they put them into repacks, and then they sell them on platforms like eBay and whatnot and other online marketplaces. The value proposition can be good, it can be bad. I've got thoughts on this, but Doug, I want to hear from you first about this.
Yeah, I suppose this is a fairly controversial topic, and I think repacks in general probably have a pretty bad reputation, and I understand why. I'm aware that there are people that will load up this 100 repacked product full of absolute garbage base cards with allegedly one chase somewhere in there, and you can't even verify that that chase actually exists.
Correct.
There's no governing body, there's no regulation attached to that. But when repack is done really well, it can also be a lot of fun. I've never done a full-blown repack. I've never sold mystery packs of cards or anything like that, but I've done hit drafts where you kind of curate, in my case, maybe 10 spots, and I'm reselling cards through a hit draft, right? Where you'll have X amount of people who are going to make money. You're going to have X amount of people that might break even, and you might have a couple of people that maybe lose money. It's just like doing any other break in that scenario or opening your own pack of cards in that scenario. But when it's done really well, it can be a lot of fun. And then myself, as the breaker in that instance, I have a responsibility of customer satisfaction. I always tell people that enter those, if after the fact you're really bummed out about what happened, let me know, and I'll make it right for you. I never want someone to feel like they got ripped off or scammed by me, since I'm the one who actually curated this. It's different when I'm doing a box break. I have no control over what's inside of those.
Correct.
But when it's me curating the product, I do have full control. So I do feel that responsibility to kind of offer that sort of customer satisfaction guarantee, if you will. So I do think there's a right way to do it, and I feel like I personally do it the right way when I partake in those, which is rarely, but I do. So the question, should it be banned? Maybe.
I'm surprised.
I understand the argument for it, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if it got banned. It would be no sweat off my back. So
Yeah. Ben, what do you think about this?
So I'll go a little bit further than Doug. I don't want to see this stuff on eBay. I think eBay basically has come out and said we really don't want people selling breaks on our platform. I think it's virtually the same thing. I consider it gambling. If people want to do it on their own channels or their own YouTube channels or Twitch or whatnot, or
where they've built up maybe a trustworthy clientele.
Exactly. I think that's a little bit different. I think it's also okay when you have some of these other, not marketplaces, but retailers like Hit Parade with Dave and Adams. I think that's potentially an okay product, but when it's on eBay and there's not as much transparency with that, straight up gambling, I'd like to see that completely eradicated. Obviously, I don't love telling people what to do with their money. If you want to light it on fire, you absolutely can. But when it comes to regulation in the hobby, I think this is a nice step forward. If somebody, a major platform like eBay was like, hey, let's get rid of this. Same thing as box breaks for me. Same thing. It's straight up gambling. Got to get rid of it.
Yeah. So
to a certain extent,
there's two things here, right? There's whether or not they should be banned, and then there's whether or not they should be regulated or controlled or have something like that. Like you said, we saw eBay come in and say, you need to be an approved breaker to sell break spots on our platform. I think that's a really good step in the right direction. I think there's been a lot of scams in breaks. There's been a lot of scams in repacks. This is a very easy vehicle for people to rip other people off. Now, if like you said, you sell 10 spots and you open them all as part of like a live break that shows this is what you got, I think the other part of it is having transparency about what's in them. right?
Yeah,
So have the
exactly.
itinerary.
Yep.
Here's the 15, 20 cards that you can get out of this product, and they're all in here, and they're all definitively going to be in here. Maybe, if you're not doing it live, hey, would you mind sharing? Notify the community when you got this product or whatever, once they have all sold out. I think there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. I don't think that you can ban this. Now, here's what's funny. I was talking to somebody last year at the National, and he was saying, I think these should be banned completely. And I said, what do you mean, like all around? He said, yeah. I said, so if I take 10 cards ranging from $1,000 to $2,000 in value, and I anonymize them and put them into different bubble mailers, and then I sell those for $800 a piece, you think that should be banned? And he said, yes. And I'm like,
wow.
The value proposition on many repacks is much better than ripping sealed product from the manufacturer. I think if it's one that you like, that you know the person, a lot of YouTube channels do these regularly from trusted sources. That's the key, and I would always make sure I know that I'm getting the right, value proposition from the person.
Well, see, the problem is on places like eBay, it's not like you see X number of these have been sold, but nobody's in the feedback being like, hey, I got the hit from this repack product, so you just really don't know.
I'm 100% sure there's at least someone out there who runs a repack product with no chase in it.
Correct.
And they're just offloading absolute garbage cards for stupid margin. And that's the problem.
We'll cancel that person soon. Okay, shifting gears, as always, we've got some awesome items up at Pristine Auction this week. Doug, I want to know, what do you got your eye on, sir?
All right, so I'm taking a look at Pristine. I'm taking a look at NFL offseason stuff. I'm seeing my man Joe Burrow's looking big. 2020 Panini encased Joe Burrow rookie auto out of 50. It's a BGS 9.5. I love the Bengals this year. I love Joe Burrow this year. That's what I'm going for.
Very cool. What do you got?
Looking at 2018 absolute memorabilia limitless auto from Doug's favorite player. I was going to call you Jeff. That's really offensive. I'm sorry. Doug's favorite player, Luka Doncic.
Nice. Okay.
Really nice card.
Luka, that's not one you see all the time. I've got an Aaron Judge 2016 Bowman's Best, so a year technically before his rookie year. Best of 16 autographs, refractor, BGS 9.5, auto 10. Hopefully that injury can sort itself out and he can get back to form, because baseball's better when Judge is mashing. All right, so head over to pristineauction.com. If you use code SCI when you register, you'll save $10 off your first purchase. Okay, so data dive this week. I did something a little bit lighter, something a little bit more fun, something I could do probably endlessly for hours and hours every week if anybody had any intention to watch that. But I just went through and looked at 5 different sets, like variation subsets within products or overarching sets in some cases, that I feel like I like better than other people. And then I looked at a handful that I don't like, that I like less than most people. And I sort of talked through that and rambled my way through that. Showed off a bunch of Instagram accounts that have really cool cards featuring those for about 30 minutes. So if you're interested in that, go watch that video. So we thought it'd be fun to kind of get some take from each of you guys. Ben, give me one set you like more than other people and one that you dislike more than other people.
So the set that I really like that has popped up recently has been photogenic.
Yeah.
Specifically the diamond parallels out of 75. I don't own any of these yet, but I'm definitely trying to change that. I think it was a nice upgrade over Luminance. I think Luminance, correct me if I'm wrong, is I think football only.
Football only.
As a full set.
Second Chronicles.
Yep, you have basketball, but it's in Chronicles. I think a lot of people were hoping we would get the Stadium Club competitor from Panini.
Yeah.
Didn't quite get that for a while with Luminance. Got it with photogenic. Really great. The stuff that I'm hating right now, man, we got to stop turning every single set into a Sapphire edition. We don't need it. We don't need Overtime Elite Sapphire. I'm a huge Star Wars guy. I've been leading I've been driving the bandwagon for some of Topps' Star Wars stuff. Has been some of the best releases we've seen over the last few years. But we don't need Return of the Jedi Sapphire. We just don't. I loved that they brought back the original 77 set with a Sapphire twist on it, specifically because you had the blue Sapphire parallel to match the original blue borders from that set. But we don't need Return of the Jedi. I can already see where this is going.
So you like Sapphire, you just don't want Sapphire overdone.
Yes, I in general like it, but it's supposed to be a premium, a premium version of these sets. Now we're just getting that for every single
Topps
thing.
do not do to Sapphire what Panini did to Select. Okay, Doug, what do you got?
Let's start with sets I don't like.
Here
It would
we
be
go.
really easy right about now, considering some recent releases, to talk about Chronicles, which is Panini's repack product, of course. They put all their junk cards into one product, and it's
That's
called
not
Chronicles.
true. That's not completely
it's
true.
It's 100% true. But I'm not going to talk about Chronicles. I'm talking about Mosaic. I hate Mosaic because I'm mostly a hobby box guy, and that's one of the worst hobby formats there is, period. But I do understand the place in the product role that Mosaic has. It's a really good retail product. So for people that primarily rip retail, Mosaic's probably one of the better ones that they make.
is, yeah.
They've got really cool retail exclusives. You can pull numbered cards out of there. You can pull autos. It's actually a better retail product than it is a hobby product, which is why I hate it, but why it works for others. My guilty pleasure that I like, and I don't think I ever really talk about this, is clearly Donruss.
I don't hate that pick.
I understand massive quality issues.
Yeah.
They're not very gradable, but I've always enjoyed acetate cards.
Yeah.
I like that they include all of the case hits from Donruss and Optic. You can get night moves and you can get downtowns, and the price point's really good. You can get those boxes are fairly inexpensive. First off the line stuff is packed full of hits. I don't know, it's a fun rip.
Yeah, I really like those cards. I like to buy them on the secondary market.
Yeah.
I have some cool ones myself, some Giannis and some other stuff. So I don't hate either of those picks in either direction. Chronicles, it's so fun to open, but the secondary market excitement is irrational to me. So I can see where you're coming from with that. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Go over to marketmoversapp.com and check out those plans and try the product absolutely for free for 7 days using promo code TRIAL, and you can explore and find a whole bunch of sets that you might love or hate. Check this out. Okay, guys, you can go to the App Store and download that app completely for free, or like I said, go to marketmoversapp.com and check it out. We've got 1.8 million cards, sealed products. That database is growing all the time. We know you'll love it. Now we're going to switch into our mailbag topics like we always do. These are the questions that are actually asked by all of you in the comments. So if you've got something you'd like us to discuss, put it down in the comments below and we'll get that a consideration for the next time around. The first topic, we're just zooming out. Look at the state of the sports card hobby. Wow, that's a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. There's a lot of different factors to consider here, a lot of different things that we could talk about. I've got a few thoughts. Doug, why don't I start with you?
I actually think that the sports card market is in a decent place right now. I know it's probably popular and it's very clickbaity to talk about, worsening factors, decline in certain cards, and the sky is falling, and all this.
Like we did a couple weeks ago.
We've done it, and we talked about can Victor Wembanyama save the hobby. It doesn't really need saving.
Yeah.
But the point being, considering what's going on right now, very subpar rookie classes from our main sports, minus baseball. Baseball's got some good stuff going on, but for basketball and football, some really terrible classes recently. Various economic conditions, overprinting, the junk slab era, so on and so forth. All that considered, it's actually doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
Cards that are supposed to go down are going down. Base cards are going down, things of that nature. But superstars are still propping up this hobby. Baseball's doing really well right now. You've got Ohtani, and you've got Elly De La Cruz, and you've got Acuna, and you've got Julio Rodriguez. Like, it's doing really well. Like, we're being propped up by the guys that are supposed to prop up our sports across the border there. And one of the things that I think is really important to take a look at is that all of these issues combined, we're still seeing certain markets start to take off again. Like F1 is coming back. I think that's a big sign. I think that's a big sign because that was something that people thought was just flash in the pan, a pump and dump kind of thing. But now F1's coming back, and that's showing to me overall market stability. That it's a natural ebb and flow. And now that F1 season is back and guys are racing again, that market's coming on strong. And I think that's an important overall view of the market when those sort of niche sports are starting to make their kind of return.
Okay, good. So overall, pretty favorable assessment from Doug. He's trying to get a little love in the comments. What do you think?
Yeah, for once, maybe people will be excited.
No, they'll be mad. They're gonna.
Everything sucks.
Yeah, that I'm pumping
fair.
sunshine, whatever.
It's I'm a little torn here because from a collecting standpoint, I'm buying more stuff than ever.
Yeah.
I've been excited about more products, I think, than ever. As a Syracuse guy, I've been so excited about even the Bowman University stuff. I've had stuff to chase in there, and I think Topps and Fanatics have done a good job with those products. But the things that I'm concerned about are sort of outside the market. We've had a bunch of scandals going on recently, stolen, allegedly, break-ins with Panini, stolen redemptions. We've apparently are now getting fake autographs from Topps and Fanatics, players coming out and saying that they didn't sign those cards.
Yeah.
Very little transparency from that. I think from that aspect, I'm sitting here like, okay, we're not getting an answer. We're just radio silence from these folks. That's not encouraging for me. I don't really care much about the prices going down for the most part because I'm just buying up more for my own collection. But when it comes to everything outside of the actual market, outside of the prices, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about fixable things that we should have answers to not being addressed at all because whatever the solution is there, I'm not sure. But being silent is not the solution. We've got to be better.
Speaking of being silent, we're out of time. I'll just say this one last thing. Many cards have gone down in price. Others have not at all. There are a lot of those more collector cards that have held very strong or continue to go up, especially cards from the 2000s like gold refractors and things. These things are just spiking to the moon. I've been trying to chase down some of different players and having no luck. So there are definitely cards going up. Last topic. This is one that I think is relevant to right now, albeit maybe a little bit late. When are basketball cards, or when is the best time to buy basketball cards? We're of course talking about speculation or just trying to time getting a good deal on your favorite player, right? I think the best time was really about a month ago, kind of up until right now at this moment. But I want to hear from you, Ben. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the premium time to actually buy into a lot of guys has passed a little bit. So I'm going to wait another, I think the regular season is projected for October. So I'm probably going to wait until the end of August.
Yeah.
You want, in my eyes, you want a lot of the off-season moves to settle. I know we still have some big dominoes left out there. We don't know where Damian Lillard's going to play. Don't know where James Harden's going to play. Pascal Siakam looks like another all-star that could move.
Yep.
To me, those guys aren't really as hobby relevant as, my opinion. I don't think those are really hobby relevant. Even with Damian Lillard, I think if he goes to Miami, I really don't care. It's like 13 years in the league or whatever, 12 years in the league.
Old news. Has been.
Not really doing himself any favors from a PR standpoint.
No, he's not. So those guys that we're still waiting for, I don't think there's going to be a lot to come of that either way. So I'm waiting a little bit and then hopefully letting some of this summer league hype die down. We're seeing some guys that I think people wanted to target.
Yeah.
Like Jabari Smith, I think was a popular target for some folks. He's blowing up in the summer league.
Up. Yeah, two games, but
for what it is,
Yeah.
people are excited about him. So I think I'm waiting maybe another month and a half before I actually dive back into that.
Okay.
And honestly, when it comes to basketball, I'm not really excited. I'm not excited about next season from a buying perspective.
I see. I'm excited about it. I like the parity in the league now, but I know what you're saying.
Excited about the season, not excited about investing in anybody right now.
Okay, what do you think, Doug?
Here's a little secret. We talk about, the right time to buy this and that. I buy basketball all year long. There's always opportunities that present themselves. Depending on who you're targeting, some times of the year will be better than others. Right, during the playoffs, as teams get eliminated from playoffs, that presents buying opportunities for guys that just got knocked out. It's
true.
Then we hit the NBA offseason. There's opportunities presented by the draft and all the trades that happen, all the roster shakeup. Now we're in the summer league. That's going to present opportunities based on guys that are either performing well or performing poorly. And then as the season approaches, the same thing. As soon as the season starts, you're going to have guys that come out of the gate hot, guys that come out of the gate slow. Those are two different types of opportunities to look for. And those are just going to pop up all year long. So I'm an opportunistic guy. I'm using market movers. I'll shield the company a little bit.
You've never opened it.
I'm going to shield the company a little bit. I'm going to watch for trends. I'll set price alerts on guys I have my eye on. Pay attention to the numbers. Watch what's happening in the market. And there's opportunities all year long. You don't have to, target one specific month in the year to do your buying. It's always there.
That's a great point. The best way, honestly, I'm saying this in all seriousness, being able to track that data at scale by player, by cards, and set alerts like you said in Market Movers, super, super, super useful. I've gotten some of the best deals I could have by using the tool for what it's intended to be used for.
Price
That's
alerts.
a great point. Price alerts, probably the most low-key, best feature in the product, honestly, one of them. That does it for us this week. If you'd like us to answer your questions, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. Go check out Market Movers, download it free in the App Store. And until next time, happy investing, keep on collecting, and make sure to have fun.
Bye.